presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for dead old presidents to represent me.
Let's see. That was a double take. That was a Friday nights. Yeah, Friday nights at Billy's. Looking forward to that night. My memory of that, just all of them. I don't have it's just good times. Just good times. Wasn't wasn't nothing crazy. Wasn't nothing, wait a minute, hold on. Yes, I do have a favorite memory.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to think a little bit. Favorite memory, I was there one Friday night. Me and my dog Bruce Wayne, DJ Bruce Wayne. We was packed as usual. And I was playing the song called Can't Tell by 504 Boys?
Mm-hmm.
Can't Tell by 504 Boys. And Bruce Wayne, he's out. He's the mic. He was a hype guy. He was in the club, walking around. He do his thing. Next thing I know, I'm playing this song, and I hear somebody come over the mic singing the song. I know you want to, what I'm saying? I'm like, what? It's female. So I'm like, what? Hey, who was that? Come to find out, it was a friend of mine, which is now my wife.
There you go.
It's now my wife. So she was singing the song. I never knew who it was. Never knew. I just heard somebody singing. I cut the song off and she was singing the song. I was like, oh, hi. But she was singing it to me. Didn't know. I was like, whoa. So.
Not mad at you. I met my wife doing the same thing. So I feel you.
So yeah. So
definitely.
So baby, yes. I love you. Uh-huh.
And that's when I had my first encounter with my brother Weedy. Weedy and Eric Heitman, Kimbrough, went to Caddies, and they would play the later part of the night. There was a guy named Low Ski, Carlos Roulette, and he would always try to get me to come out there. Man, come out here and play, come out here and play, come out here. And I was like, nah, I got to be at this club, and I don't want to drive all the way out there. But once I seen how crazy it was on Sunday nights, was it Saturday or Sunday? I believe it was Sunday. I think it was Sunday. It might have been Saturday, but it might. We start off as Sunday. It was a hot legs contest or something beforehand. I don't know. No, that was Saturday. It was Saturday. It was a hot legs contest, and then the black people would come in after all of that, and we would tear the barn up. It would be crazy. I met Weedy. I seen Weedy and Eric, and I realized this was the beginning of a new, younger, the college scene. Because I didn't make it to college, but they turned me on to a whole different arena of us meaning black people, urban people that were educated and loved music and wanted to party just as much, if not more, than the people who, it was, again, music is universal. Everybody wants to party and kick it and let loose. So
it actually shut down in February.
Did it?
Yeah, shut down in February. I was heartbroken. I mean, I've had a lot of memories because the DJ booth was up high, secluded. Wild things went on in the DJ booth. But I guess there's two things I can take away from Caddies. Number one was I introduced Louisville to the hype man. And it's so crazy. Eric Kimbrough, you know what I'm saying? He's a hell of a talker, right? I was like, look, man, get on the mic and say something, because I'm not a talker. I can't hype a party up for nothing but with my music. You know what I'm saying? I get on the mic, I don't know what to say. I'm just shy like that. So funny man Kimbrough. So I'm like, here, man, here's the mic. Get on the mic and hype the crowd up. Nobody will know this, man, but Eric was speechless. He didn't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Today you couldn't believe it, but back then I was like, come on, man. And then eventually he just started saying, he would just yell on the mic, you know what I'm saying? But it worked. Right. And I'm thinking he was probably like the first well-known hype man. There was plenty that came after him, but so I remember that. I remember I had some girls that made these shirts that said Weedy's private dancers on the back. That was the most controversial thing that I had to deal with. When I got back on the yard, when I got back on campus on that Monday, everybody was just like, you know what I'm saying? Who are they? But I mean, they were cool. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask them to do it. They just showed up one day, came up in the DJ booth, had on a coat or something, took that coat off and turned around and it was like Weedy's private dancer. I was like, oh, and they represented me though. You know what I'm saying? So that was a memory I'll never forget, and the hype man was a memory I'll never forget. I mean, Caddies, it was just so fun on a Saturday night at Caddies, you know. So even Wednesday nights, you know what I'm saying, they had the buffet, then they had the party. But Saturday nights at Caddies. Oh, one other thing. It was like, I think it was either 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. Every week, I had the same format. At 1 o'clock, I think it was 1 o'clock, I put on the Miami bass music. And took the party to another level. But, you know, that was just something that I did. And everybody.
The Elks.
The Elks. My favorite memory at the Elks. Been there, but don't have a favorite memory. It was real short. So.
The Elks.
The Elks. Rob Mack and the Elks. And Weedy as well. My favorite memory of the Elks was, I think I played Heavy D and the Boys Overweight Love in the house, and people went crazy. It looked like the scene out of the video when I would play this song. So much so I lent it to a DJ and never got the record back. Yeah, so that was my favorite.
Ooh, my best, well, it's a couple of things I can't really talk about that happened at the Elks, but I guess my fondest memory of the Elks was when me and a couple of my friends, we formed a group called Midnight Entertainment, and we had a Caddies reunion party there, and that was our first venture in trying to, you know, promote a party ourselves or whatever, and it was off the chain. I mean, it was wrapped around, I mean, that line was so long to get in. I mean, we never had another party like that, but that Caddies reunion party, whoo, that was my best memory from the Elks that I can tell on camera.
Had just a little bedtime there. It was during the show. Really didn't get any memories. You know, nice place, crowded, packed. Got to meet a few celebrities there. You know, I think one was Young Jock. I think it was Cram Mob. It was a few celebrities come through, and I can't remember the names, but it was good times.
Headliners I didn't get into until a little bit later. That was one of those clubs that you wanted to get into because they had a massive sound system. And all you had to do is go in and plug and play. But I would be kind of like the guy that had to fight for everybody else to get in there. Like I had to prove that DJs weren't the stereotype that, because back then it was about bands. Before DJs came along, you had to have a band. I had to kind of fight that way to prove that DJs were just as good and some could be even better than bands. So I was kind of like the pro to kind of help to get into headliners. Yeah. And I love them now. Shout out to Headliners. I was just there with them. Cool guys.
I mean, it was, what did Doug call it? Doug Bibby was a promoter for that, and he called it, I think it was a bi-weekly bookie. So it was every other Saturday. But they were all live. Every single Saturday that we did Headliners, I was up top in the balcony so I could look over on the dance floor. I never really set up on the stage. Headliners was, man, that was just on another. You opened for me so many times at Headliners, you know what I'm saying? So you know, but it's like I could just control the crowd, you know. So I had you come in, and what did I tell you to play?
Don't play certain songs before midnight.
Don't play no hits, right?
Before midnight.
Yep.
Kaos. I blew the speakers out of Kaos when they first started. They had an in-house sound system. So Miss Kaos, shout out to Miss Kaos, I'm sorry. She never did really let me come in after that fact. Like, it was like she used to slam me because of my name. Like, his name is Kaos. Oh, it's a horrible situation with Miss Kaos. Like, she totally discriminated against me for no reason. Yeah. That wasn't my fault. I told her they need monitors, and she wouldn't listen to me.
A couple of times. New Year's Eve. And that was one of the promoters that I've had a chance to work with, Big Don MJ Entertainment. And that was before Big Don passed away, you know. That was good times there. It was like, I think it was my first New Year's Eve party with it. First New Year's Eve party, and it was with them. So that's a good memory. Kaos, nice place, real big. Everybody in the city was there. It's like, man, it was a movie, for real movie.
Kaos derby parties. My goodness. And New Year's. Those are the two. New Year's and Derby is usually when I was at Kaos. I can't remember the year, but probably the livest moment was Derby, the year that Young Jock came out.
I was there.
Oh my God, when I dropped that.
Yeah, I opened for you.
What's the name of the song? I can't.
It's going down.
It's going down. I dropped that, and they went crazy. That was probably the livest moment, you know what I'm saying? Other than, that's probably one of the livest moments I had as a DJ. The other livest moment was at Caddy's. Woo! Anybody that went to the Masonic Temple, if you knew anything about the Masonic Temple, the first thing that you're going to talk about is how hot it was up in there. Because it was, I don't know, they didn't have no air, but they would like open the windows or whatever. It was hot.
That's how far it was.
It was upstairs. It was so packed. When the party's rocking, you feel like you're going to fall through the floor. But the Masonic Temple was hot. But there's some live parties up in there, though. Live parties.
Masterson's was my Licks days. Crew called the Licks. Oh my God, these guys used to drink, and they were actually called the Alcoholics, like that. And it was off the 415 the Licks, which I'm still friends with all these guys today. Cool guys. Everybody's grown up and went their own ways and had their own life. But Masterson's were the best lick parties we had, hands down. Period. Billy's, which is right next door. We're at 26 and Broadway. Billy's is right next door. Before it was Billy's, it was this guy. No, I ain't gonna go that far. Billy's, Friday nights, they would have me in there. And I was the only guy that wanted to DJ up in the roof because they had this up in the roof DJ booth. Everybody else wanted to be on the floor, and I always like to be out of the way, so to speak. And I think my favorite memory of song there, I would have played like Anything by SWV, like, because I've always been a DJ to DJ for the women. It's always my thing. Feed the women, the guys will follow. So I'll play SWV Anything, and people go crazy.
You know, I did Mastersons a couple of times, and it was usually for, like, you know what I'm saying, a homecoming party or something like that. But I didn't really like Mastersons. I didn't really like it. I mean, for whatever reason, the parties just weren't live there. They weren't live there. And then I even did a couple for promoters in the city there too, but they never was live. It wasn't even until you said Mastersons, I totally forgot about it because those parties wasn't live to me at all.
Billy's.
Ooh. Billy's has been so many different clubs over the years.
I had to call it Billy's because that's what it was.
I mean, for that club itself, the memory that I take away that's not a good one is, you know, that's where I was DJing the night that I found out the Big Don got killed. And it messed with me so bad, you know what I'm saying? I had to just stop DJing, go outside, and just, you know what I'm saying, process what had just happened, you know what I'm saying? I've been working with this guy, you know what I'm saying, and then word comes to me that, you know what I'm saying, that's a bad memory. And that's what I remember though, you know what I'm saying? Right. It was not good. It was not good.
Stage door Johnny's.
Had some good parties there. I had a bad experience there though. I was still using turntables back then when I was DJing or whatever. And the stage at Stage Door Johnny's was very, very flimsy. So if you up there just walking around, your needle's gonna jump a little bit. But you know, I did a party there. I'm not even gonna say who it was, but it was a couple of football players. They had a party, a draft party there or whatever. I DJ'd it or whatever. And I guess they got a little drunk or whatever. They came up on stage and they was, you know what I'm saying, jumping around or whatever, and it was, you know, making my record skip or whatever, so I was like, you know, chill out or whatever. They wasn't gonna chill out, so I cut the music. Oh, a shit storm started then. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I got sucker punched by somebody. Didn't even know who hit me, but I was dazed, and I had a black eye the next day or whatever. And to this day, I don't know who hit me. But I know I think it was one of those two that had the party because they was upset that I cut the music off because they wouldn't get off stage. Right. And so that's that's not a good memory, but that's a memory I have of Stage Door Johnny's. I was like, I can't believe this.
I know I had one and I meant to ask him.
Red Barn, y'all had some spectacular freaking parties. You know what I mean? Like it's classic, it's monumental.
The Red Barn was my home, man. It wasn't the first party I did on campus because nobody knew about the first party I did on campus. You know why? Nobody showed up. It was at the Student Center. It was for homecoming. George hired me. George Howe, he hired me. And nobody showed up. The whole night. Nobody showed up. I still got paid, but nobody showed up for my very first party. But once I actually established myself, it was basically different organizations, all the fraternities and sororities or whatever. They all had parties, but they all hired me, you know. And so I was in here almost every week, almost every week. And it was kind of like a different promoter, but the same party. Because you had the same people, same DJ, but I love this place, man. I love this place. I mean, Red Barn was just like, I don't know. I mean, it's not the biggest spot, but man, did we party up in here. You know what I'm saying? I loved Red Barn.
So circle back to the 415.
Stage door Johnny's for me is still another my acclimation into U of L. It was like I feel like I was U of L alumni. Shout out to all the women at U of L. But I never attended school. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it made me want to. But again, I was working 60 hours a week at this point. Like, so, yeah, it was crazy. Yes, Stage door Johnny was definitely still the licks for me.
That may have been the second time.
And the goal was not to become an alcoholic at that point. Yeah, that was the goal. That was the goal.
Maybe
Yeah.
the second time I met you.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that Kaos played Stomp at a party. But, but Kaos, you know what I'm saying? Kaos very religious, you know what I'm saying? And the beat to Stomp was kind of dope, right? You know what I'm saying? You could actually party to it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what was Kirk Franklin thinking? You know what I'm saying? Was he at a party when he came up with this beat? But I couldn't believe he played it. And I was like, what? People in here smoking and drinking and you playing Stomp? But hey.
It's like,
Right. But hey, hey, Kaos, he would play some different stuff. That's just, I'd be amazed at some of the stuff he can play that actually works, that I would probably be too afraid to play because I wouldn't think it worked. But, hey, that's the difference between him and me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stomp. Yep. The Kirk Franklin song?
Yep.
Because it was way left. I think it was something so unexpected that that was that stage of my life. It was like, I'm not a church person. I'm not a go to church every Sunday or Wednesday person. I'm not a religious person at all. I'm a relationship person. I believe, I read my word every morning. I like building relationships with people, you know what I mean? So when I started building my relationship, when I started building a relationship with God, it was like, Stomp was probably at that time my way of acknowledging God in a room full of people, not knowing that it was gonna go over the way that it went over. You know what I mean? It was a big risk. It was like Kirk Franklin was hitting in, and I knew I wasn't gonna make it to church the next morning. Probably half the other people wouldn't either. So I figured we have a little praise and worship right there to there. Alcohol and all, it don't matter. God said come as you are. So that's what it was, man. That was crazy. That was a crazy moment. I totally forgot about that. And people were singing, people were singing and partying like it was down for my niggas, like it was but they was stomped like it was stomped. That was crazy. I forgot all about that. That was big. Yeah. So that was just it, man. It was at that point in time, I think I was developing my relationship with God, and I knew something was about to change. And that around that time is when everything started changing, like getting opportunities to travel and hook up with Slick Rick, and shout out to Slick Rick, my brother. All kind of doors started opening once I started acknowledging God. It was crazy. Yep.
and you knew. The Velvet Rose or the Ghetto Rose, as some people call it.
The Velvet Rose or Ghetto Rose. My favorite spot. Oh, memories. Oh my goodness. Have a lot of good memories there. Really nothing bad. Sunday nights was the best.
So what was your favorite memory?
And favorite memory? Ah, Lord. I mean, I don't have one. It's like all of them. It's favorite memory. I'm gonna go this route. Favorite memory was Derby Sundays. Every Sunday at Derby time was my favorite.
That Wednesday cruise.
Cause boy, it'd be so fat and it'd be so crazy in there, man. It's just and crazy in a good way. It's just people of everywhere, from people of every color, from everywhere, came to the Velvet Rose. That was the spot. Back in the day, it wasn't long ago. It wasn't very long, but that was the spot, man. Even you probably was in there. I don't know.
I've been there
You
one
been there?
time.
Fontana. Woo! Now you didn't take me there. Good Lord. Saturday nights. My man Chris Robb, another promoter. I had a chance to work with. Good guy. But the favorite memory of Villa Fontana was when they had a pajama time. It was I can't think of the name. It was pajama or something. Jammy Jam. It's some Jammy Jam that Chris Robb put on. Woo, boy. Man, you see now, can't you? And I was front row and center. So, yeah, I can say that was one right there. Villa Fontana.
President's the